we rise back up,
right,
repenting to God and asking for His forgiveness. God, leading us every day. So the imagery is falling down. We get back up, and only with God's help.
That's a fact. So there's a type of attraction that we have, Brother Bell. I don't know if it's anything new to you or not. I know when I met you, your personality's been pretty consistent.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure all of this stuff is not new to you, but some things that are very new to me because I had to humble myself and get closer to the Lord, and what that has done has counteracted a magnetic thing with my brother man. So folks come to me seeking prayer.
Right.
So I was going to jump out the window and just get a shirt that says I do prayer requests, but I was advised that may be a little overwhelming, so I took that advice because I get overzealous, I get excited, I get ready, but
I can see, one instance when someone comes and asks you for prayer or reveals a prayer request, it is exciting as that person, they thought enough of you, and it has to be where God has led them or pricked their heart or something, because they anything to do with God isn't by accident.
That's true.
Even whoever it is or whatever they're going through, whatever they're doing, God has a hand in it, and He's moving people that are in your walk or in your daily walk, as in this instance work. He's positioning people, moving people to come and talk to you, and there's been a couple that have come to talk to us as a pair before.
That's right.
So, but people know that you care, and that I care, that we care about our fellow people, and so
yeah.
But prayer, that's a very what's that word I was trying to personal thing.
It is.
And so when someone asks for prayer, they're inviting you into their personal kind of thoughts or words or whatever it is. And so that's a special thing that only God can do. And so that's how I know that God is working in some of the people that I know.
It's almost like a scared child or a scared puppy or a scared squirrel.
Yeah.
It's just something that's been either traumatized or it just don't trust so easily. So it approaches you very timidly. And I handle them that way because I know that this is a test.
Right.
It's even a test from them because when they talk and they start revealing, they're looking at your responses.
Yeah.
So I have to remove myself. So let the Lord take over. Use me to comfort them, to know that they can lay it down.
Right.
And just let some of these things off their chest or get some answers to some questions that they may have. Use me, Lord.
And I have seen it personally that of people coming and talking, and but it's it's how you know that God is working, because God could have had so and so go to someone else or somewhere else. It may not even be at said work, but God has chosen you and I and us together at our particular workplace.
Yes, sir.
And so, but one thing that we know is certain is that many people are watching, as you said.
You got that right.
And so, the more they see the time and patience that it takes to listen to someone, to understand them, to speak with them, pray with them, it's kind of, you know, it's kind of in a turn what you would call discipleship, a form of discipleship,
Right.
because you know relationships and discipleship go hand in hand, and they take time and effort.
Mm-hmm.
So someone seeing your effort and you know that it takes to do these things, you know, that's only a God-given thing right there, and so that's where you know God is being seen for you, and so because I think it's where that one verse, let Christ's heart shine through men, or Christ, you know, the light of Christ is shining through through believers to other people. So that's where people are seeing and noticing, and so that can only, you know, but then again, that's also it's a form of obedience, because after what is said, and prayed is prayed, it's still up to God to do
Fact.
to do what He wills to that situation.
That's right.
But I know for a fact, and I've seen it, that you've done your part that God has shown you to do.
Thank you, brother.
And
thank you for your support, because I tell you what, if I wasn't full, I would be drained by now, because it's coming from everywhere.
yeah,
And I welcome it.
and that's where, you know, kind of my part in it is, and you know, I've talked to a couple of people there at work too, here and there, but my main part, or one of my main parts, is just prayer on my own about the situation, or prayer with someone, but also supporting, you know, supporting you and supporting whoever is sharing.
How about that?
Whatever they're sharing.
That's very valuable.
And you know, and so it's kind of, you know, one thing I think God's been revealing to me is I don't know if it's a talent per se, but it may be a talent. But I think I'm a good supporter.
You're good at
supporting people that I work with different jobs or whatever it is, and then supporting you. And so I think that's one kind of gift that maybe.
There you go. You said it.
Yeah.
It's a gift.
Yeah. So a good supporting gift, and so.
Well, you're doing it with a humble heart.
Oh yeah.
So that's what makes it so significant.
Right.
You know, your heart is humble, and people can feel that, Bill.
Yeah, and I
feel it.
And you know, and I have a heart for people. Because
yes, you do.
There's different things happen in life lately with some of our coworkers, and it really, you know, it just kind of shakes you to the core some.
It really do.
You work with them every day, and you know, around them or whatever it is, and you know, you start feeling for them, because you know they are
absolutely,
everyone is created by God.
You got that
and
right.
When you're around certain ones or certain people or just whoever it is that you work with, you care for them. You know.
So I tell you, this thing that the Lord has given me, man, is the vision to see. He's letting me see some things through His eyes. Of course, He's not letting me see too much, because I wouldn't be able to handle it. Because what the little bit He's showing me can be overwhelming. But He know I'm here for it. Hold on. Yeah. What the thing that He's showing me, things. I'll give you an example. All right. You know that this person that just got on your nerves,
right,
is still a child of God. The Lord created that person.
That's true.
And watch this. That person have a life outside of where you know them from. There's people who love that person. They might be getting on your last nerves, but somebody loves them. Right. So if you could try to tap into them, sometimes we just don't have the energy to tap into nobody else's issues but our own. So most of our problems is making everything about ourselves, whether we think we're doing it or not. Man. That's most of our problems. When we take the focus off of ourselves and be able to look at life through a panoramic view instead of right ahead where the mirror is, because we're fine looking at ourselves, you know, in a good light.
That's right.
But what about when the truth starts getting revealed about our shortcomings? Then we look away.
We look away. That's right. If you think about it.
And we want to focus on something else.
Yeah.
Which is other people and their shortcomings.
Man,
Isn't that interesting?
it is. Well, it's revealed something to me just now. I mean, with just, but it's true if we admit it, though.
Yeah, and that's why I'm saying,
Yeah.
because I didn't get this on my own. The Lord revealed that to me,
Yeah.
and it's like it's very humbling.
Yeah. And what you said was just interesting. I didn't think about or maybe just thought about before, but people you work with, like you say, they have people that love them.
Yes.
But at the same time, when we're at work with them, we're with them 10 hours a day.
Yes, sir.
But we're not with them the rest of the day. And we
Yes,
don't
sir.
know how they are the rest of the day, or whatever.
Yeah.
And so-
We don't know what we don't know what they just left.
Yeah.
We don't know where they're going to.
And the most we can do is only assume something because we don't know. Only God knows. And so,
One thing that helped me deal with people, and I'm sure people had to figure out different ways to deal with me. I know I come with work too. But I tell you one thing, brother. One thing that has really helped me. Well, for one thing, my wife has this formula that is genius.
as a what?
A formula.
Formula. Okay.
She'll get to a certain point, and then she'll be like, you know what? I'm done.
Oh, okay.
And that is so freeing.
Oh,
When you've done what you can, and
right. Okay.
then
I
it gets
see.
to a certain
Yeah.
point. So
Right.
here's my word. If it's not productive, I back off. And that I apply that to almost everything.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is my mind, the way my head works.
Right.
If what's going on in my head is not being productive, I'll abort. I'll go to a happy space.
Yeah.
I'll just leave it alone, set it down, and if I can't pick it back up and make sense of it, I'm done with it. So those are a couple of formulas that help me maintain my peace.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, that's. But that's different things. Everybody's got different things that I guess gifts that God has given them, or different talents or stuff. And what's really wonderful is seeing how God uses people together and
Yes, sir.
and puts those gifts and talents together.
Man,
And
yeah.
so it's very neat and awesome to see.
I think so.
And
Very, very interesting.
because God does bring His like-minded people together from wherever they are together, and so, but that's very good for some of the people that we know, and besides doing what we've talked about doing, it's up to God and so God's going to do His work. It's just we got to do ours as well, and. As in being obedient to what we've talked about before. But it's exciting to see what God will do in said situations,
Yeah.
And because as we all know, it's tomorrow is not guaranteed.
Oh my goodness!
I
was hoping you won't go.
I know we don't like hearing that or saying that, I guess, but it's kind of we have to
I was hoping you weren't going to give me something that was going to make me segue here, because I'll give you the last topic right here.
Okay.
Because Bell has set up a segue that I can't miss.
Okay. Well.
Okay, so I'm 57 years old. I'm getting a little bit older, and I know a lot of people. With that comes people come, people go.
Right. Yeah.
The reality of it is we're not going to live forever. I've lost loved ones. I've lost people that I've revered in entertainment. People that I've grown up on watching on TV. People who have been in my life indirectly through a friend, or people who I've been as I grew as a youth, known on different levels. So I'm trying to figure out the best respectful way to put this. I got an email the other day, Where I'm from, a lot of things made us close.
Okay.
A lot of my people that I grew up with in church, people that I knew in the neighborhood, a community that close. Our parents end up knowing each other's parents. So it's a community thing. So by association, a lot of times we find ourselves in different relationships. So with that said, there's been people who that I've dealt with on a personal level that's no longer here. I won't say significant other because I was too young.
Okay.
They were too young. But let's just say as you grow, you date different people or you in relationships with different people. To get an email that this particular person has passed is a reminder.
Yeah.
And this person was a young man, full life. We got like kids. She's had grandkids, and I didn't know none of that because I wasn't in touch. You know, once we not doing what we were doing anymore, we went our own separate ways, and we're talking years ago.
Okay.
But the reason why this still affected me was because I knew this person on a personal level.
Oh.
And this is a relative of one of my buddies'
Oh. Okay.
former wife.
Okay.
I don't know if I can make it any plainer than that, but the point is, people that I've grown up with, all walks of life. I'll do it this way.
Okay.
Do you know how old Moses was? He was like one of the oldest people alive. Him and Methuselah. He was in his 900s. He's 900 and something.
Yeah, that's okay.
Can you imagine
Wow.
outliving everybody you know?
Okay. Yeah. That's.
Who? I don't know if people want that.
Yeah, I haven't thought about that
That's
before.
a perspective.
That is. Oh, you're right. A perspective.
That's a
Man.
perspective. So
Yeah.
we know we don't want to bury our children.
Oh no.
I mean, even of natural causes.
That's right.
I can't imagine that.
Yeah.
And I got family members. I got a cousin who buried her son.
Oh man.
It still hurts to hear her and to see her cry out on social media, "Oh, I miss my son. I miss the things he used to do," things like that. I could never tap into her pain.
Okay.
And I loved my cousin. And I loved her son. You know, he was my cousin too.
Yeah.
So, looking at it from Moses' perspective,
Yeah.
Lord gives us grace, man.
Yeah.
The Lord gives us grace.
And also it's grace that we don't deserve either. If we think about
Bingo.
it. I mean, you know.
So when somebody have a mental disorder or they just check out mentally, and they have to find themselves a permanent residency at the nervous hospital. Sorry, I'm making light of it. I believe that's God's grace. I really do. If people have checked out mentally and they have a physical disorder or some type of health issue and they're not privy to it, only their loved ones are.
Right. I think maybe you mentioned that about dementia.
Dementia.
Different. Yeah.
I believe that's the Lord's grace.
You know, I've been thinking about that for a while now because my grandmother, she's been living with dementia for years now, but and she's a Christian lady, and so as in thinking about that, if you know, being a fellow believer, and so you know that is something that I haven't thought about, but I think it may be true, as in you know, it's His grace to you know.
I think the takeaway from this whole part today is make sure you have a good, healthy relationship with the Lord. We don't know what's ahead of us.
No.
We really don't. You want to make sure that your focus is on the Lord. Yeah. Whatever happens around that, by His grace, if He blesses it, you can stand on firm feet with it, or whatever comes with it. But if you're trying to do this on your own, I'm not going to say good luck to you because I think I know the outcome.
Well, it's not going to work.
It's short-lived. The shelf time is no good.
Because anything we try to do on our own without God, without it being in His will, then it will fail. Now, it may seem like it's succeeding for a while, or it may succeed for many years, but it's not lasting. It's what we call temporal. God is eternal.
God is eternal.
The I guess earthly things or whatever, they temporal.
Yeah.
They only last for a short while, and and it's kind of like what we had a conversation, or someone did recently, about when we leave this earth. We're not taking anything with us.
Oh no.
No, I mean, we're not taking phones.
You taking your naked hips out of here the same way you came in here.
So
naked.
And what that means is everything else is temporal. The only thing that's eternal is our relationship with God, our soul, what our heart, what
That's
God
right.
has gifted us with. And that salvation is the only thing that's eternal. Salvation.
Bro, I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
So this has been the mood of the party today. Because for one thing, let me show y'all where we're at. So this is where we're at, guys.
Well, you can see
This is what's going on behind us. All right, do y'all see that? So we're at the lake. This is a portion of Lake Lanier.
I think there's a boat kind of right
To you
behind
people
the-
who are out of state, that's not in Georgia, look up Lake Lanier. It has history, but
I think it's what they call the biggest lake in Georgia, right?
yeah,
So
this is a man-made lake. It was rerouted from the Chattahoochee, and they weirdly enough, they share this water with Florida for the drinking supply. Weirdly enough, I don't know.
That's something that I need to go read about.
Read about it.
But
Read about it.
I don't know much about it.
So it's a lot of heartbreak about this lake, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's right.
And but it's still a beautiful place to come, sit, and bring the Lord with you, is what I would advise.
Yeah.
And you'll be just fine. Anyway, so we'll close this down with a daily devotion, because Brother Matrhew Bell has such an eloquent voice and spirit that it's very uplifting to hear him do these devotions.
Yeah.
And we didn't do one last week because, like I said, OHP, Original Hits Production, was out of town getting some behind-the-scenes interviews that you guys need to tune in for, because there's going to be some information dropping.
Remember, keep a look on social media this weekend, or every day for that matter. Just look and see what's being posted.
Really. So, for no further ado, we're going to close out with our daily devotion by Mr. Matrhew Bell.
Okay. Trusting me is a moment-by-moment choice. My people have not always understood this truth. After I performed miracles in the wilderness, my chosen children trusted me intensely, but only temporarily. Soon the grumbling began again, testing my patience to the utmost. Isn't it often the same way with you? You trust me when things go well, when you see me working on your behalf. This type of trust flows readily within you, requiring no exertion of your will. When things go wrong, your trust slows down and solidifies. You are forced to choose between trusting me intentionally or rebelling, resenting my ways with you. This choice constitutes a fork in the road. Stay on the path of life with me, enjoy my presence. Choose to trust me in all circumstances. And we have two verses coinciding with this here devotion. The first one is from the Old Testament book of Exodus, chapter 15, verses 22 and 25. Then Moses led the people of Israel away from the Red Sea, and they moved out into the desert of Shur. They traveled in this desert for 3 days without finding any water. When they came to the oasis of Marah, the water was too bitter to drink. So they called the place Marah, which means bitter. Then the people complained and turned against Moses. What are we going to drink? They demanded. So Moses cried out to the Lord for help, and the Lord showed him a piece of wood. Moses threw it into the water, and this made the water good to drink. It was there at Marah that the Lord set before them the following decree as a standard to test their faithfulness to him. And then we have one other verse from the Old Testament book of Psalms, chapter 31, verse 14. but I am trusting you, O Lord, saying, you are my God. And that's this week's devotion. And so thank you again for tuning in today. We love you guys, and thank you for watching. And just remember, tune into them M&M Boys homepage on YouTube at One for the Core. And have a great weekend, guys. And there go them boys.
There go them M&M boys.
There goes them M&M boys.